25 minutes before the top of the hour on this Monday, murder suspect Brian Kohberger will reportedly waive extradition, fast-tracking his return to Idaho. He was caught last week in Pennsylvania, 7 weeks after the stabbings of those 4 college students. This, as sources say, that genealogical DNA was established, leading police to Mr. Kohberger. Joining us right now, forensics pathologist and Fox News contributor, Dr. Michael Baden. Dr. Baden, welcome back.
Hi, good to see you.
So, you know, it would be one thing if they went up to a suspect and said, hey, can you give us a swab? They didn't do that. Apparently, there was a lot of DNA all over that apartment building.
Right.
And they compared it to publicly available DNA. It sounds like somebody in his family did one of those 23andMe things or was in a government law enforcement database, and they tracked it down to him through them.
Yeah, that's a possibility. The only caution we should have is this is all unofficial information
100%.
Released on the internet. And once he's gotten back to Moscow from Pennsylvania, extradited perhaps today or tomorrow,
right.
Then the prosecutor in Idaho will be able to have a hearing on the warrant that they have, mm-hmm. and release the information on which his arrest is based,
right.
which might include DNA. But to do DNA, he has to have left some DNA at the scene.
Right. And
with all the blood there, 99% of it would probably be from the victims.
Right.
Whereas his DNA would only be there if he probably wore gloves, or they would have had fingerprints, and cutting himself because blood is slippery, and when you stab a lot of people, you might cut yourself. Or if one of the victims had scratched him and had it under her fingernails. Right. So the DNA is a possibility. But the Elantra car, the Hyundai car, mm-hmm. May also be important, because they followed the car. According to the internet, and what's been released so far, the car left Moscow, driven by his father, going to Pennsylvania, right. for 4 days. Now they had the DNA evidence while he was in Idaho. They would have arrested him in Idaho to let them go for 4 days with being observed, and then arresting him.
Right.
So it would indicate there were other things beside DNA that were involved.
Right, exactly. And you're absolutely right. The DNA story is out there. I think the New York Post has it. They've spoken to anonymous police
right.
sources, so we have to wait until the indictment is unsealed. But one of the other stories that is floating around there is that apparently somebody close to law enforcement has said that they looked at his cell phone data and they were able to synchronize his cell phone with the cell phones of the people who were murdered. It's called geofencing. And essentially, they were in the same spots all over town.
Yeah, that would be very important in a trial, but to see if that's enough evidence to make him the murderer. But what's going to be interesting, first of all, they got to make sure he doesn't commit suicide, so he'd be on suicide watch, and going through his cell phone and other data to understand why he was tracking these 3 people.
Yeah.
You know, what caused him to pick these people out. He had this bizarre research report from the college in Pennsylvania that he was doing, you know, interviewing criminals as to why they kill people and how they feel. So there are a lot of potential red flags for motive and for whether or not it could have been prevented.
Well, if he is extradited tomorrow, we're going to find out more what is in the document from the prosecutor.
Within a few days, that the prosecutor could release all that information in court.
Stay tuned. Not looking for a rush to judgment. Dr. Michael Baden, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Great to see you, and may 23 be a great year for us all.
23 and me and you. All right. Thank you, sir.
That's right.